Okay, we're gonna give YouTube a second to notify people, and we're gonna get started with today's topic. I just want to go ahead and let everybody know that if you signed up for one of the appliance boot camps that we have coming up, that you need to go ahead and make your payment today. People who haven't paid by end of day today, we're gonna have to remove your spots because we have people who are waiting to get in. So if you haven't paid by the end of today, we're gonna have to remove your spot. So you need to go ahead and pay by the end of the day today. So tomorrow, if you haven't paid for the upcoming appliance boot camps, we're gonna have to go ahead and unfortunately remove you to let people get in who wants to get in and actually pay. All right. I'll go ahead and get started this morning. This morning, I wanted to come to you all and talk to you all about a conversation I had this past weekend. This past weekend, I was talking to had a conversation with some people that was in the mental health uh, uh, field, and several of them deal with homeless people. We're having talking about people that are homeless, and we were talking about my appliance boot camp. And one of the things that they made aware to me that I wasn't aware of, that the growing the growing the biggest growing population of people becoming homeless was 35 and older. People who were 35 years and older. And I was like, I figured at 35 you had figured life out. That you wouldn't be going homeless. If you were going homeless, I think you'd be doing it in the early 20s. I think by 35 you would have life figured out, and you'll be okay. And the demographics was actually men, especially African American men, but it was men who was 35 years and older is the highest population of people starting to become homeless. And I was curious. I said, well, I wonder why why at 35 African American men especially are starting to become homeless. And this are some of the things that they told me. They told me what happens at 35, especially for men. A lot of life events start to trigger for men at that age. Mostly for women, women most of the time in their mid 20s, they start having life events. They get married, they start having kids in their mid 20s. So a lot of times with that, they start having some mental health problems because the body's going through changes. But men start having mental health problems and going into homelessness and they're 35 and older because their life events start to happen. And what they told me it was what they are seeing with a lot of these men who are coming to them and being homeless and having mental health problems. A lot of it have to do with underperforming jobs. They're working jobs that they're not getting any satisfaction out of. They're not. They feel like they're getting underpaid. It's not doing. It's not speaking to their. It's not anything that they feel like they're actually making a difference in their life with the jobs that they're doing. Uh, One another thing that they told me is marriage. A lot of men are what we call uh, uh, um, either getting married or their marriages have failed at 35, and they're going through a divorce. And because of that, they're starting to have mental health problems. They take on a wife, or if their wife leaves them. Death of family and friends at that age. Right now at 35, I've had several of my friends that I grew up with who actually passed and no longer with us this past year. I start from 35 on. I've lost a lot of friends in the past and family members in the past several years. And that start to play a lot into the men's life. Another thing that they have to start becoming caregivers to their actual parents. A lot of times with their parents, especially I'm seeing this now too. Your parents get older, and if they might start to have um, they start to need a little bit more assistance, and the parents then have to actually fall back on the kids. And a lot of times, these men when they take on these roles and actually starting to be a caregiver to their parents, and actually starting to have to help fund with some of the things that their parents need. Uh, that start to weigh on these guys because they're a lot of times they might not be able to. Especially if they just got married and they have a younger family, or if they married and the kids are starting to they're starting to have a young family and they're trying to get their young family off the ground, but they're now their parents are actually needing help and they just don't have the means to be able to support both things. Some people start to go through a midlife crisis at 35, where they start to feel like, especially if they didn't do anything early on in their life. I say men need to purge themselves in their early 20s, go out and have their little wild streak to get it out their system. A lot of times, these men at 35 that didn't do that can start to feel like they lost something, that they didn't they missed out on something, and that start to play a role into them having mental health problems. Other thing, sometimes at 35 and older, some of the kids and stuff are starting to leave the house, and them and their wives now are empty nesters. It's just him and the wife there, and they don't have anything really. The kids might have been there to, might have been the reason that they kept the family together and gave him and his wife inspiration. Now they no longer have that. They have anything to actually inspire them. And the last thing that they told me that's really big, especially in the African American community, is transitional living due to early life incarceration. So what happened? A lot of African American men got locked up early on in their life, in their early 20s, and they done 15, 20 years in this federal prison, and now they're coming out in their mid 30s or 40s, and they're trying to have to cope with living in a world that's totally changed from when they first went into prison, and they not able to make the transitional living expenses. Transitional living, they're not able to actually move over and actually pick their life up and start going and become productive. And so we were talking about that, and we was wondering. I said, "Well, I'm noticing with Appliance Boot Camp, that's the age range that does the best with me is that 35 to about 55. That age range is who I'm really seeing come in and really take advantage of what we're trying to do." And I said, because a lot of it, like the underperforming jobs, Appliance Boot Camp take care of that. With Appliance Boot Camp, you come in. I teach you a skill. I give you the confidence. I give you the recipe to go out here and to create your own business where you no longer need a job. Like I tell people, everybody has jobs, but I don't think what you call nobody likes jobs. You might like it in your early 20s, but your mid 30s, most men don't like no job in their what you call in their mid 30s and older. A lot of men then want to be their own boss and be in control of their own lives. So appliance boot camp take care of that. The marriage, when people get married, most marriages fail because of financial problems, because they don't have enough money to actually to sustain their household. So they start to have money fights, and that's why most marriages fail. Appliance boot camp. If you come here, we take care of that. We get you on a plan where you actually making money. Not only that, I teach you my five banking account system, and with my five banking account system, if you do what I say do with the quarterly celebrations, where you taking half of what you save up in your profit account over each quarter, and you're doing something fun with your family and your wife and stuff. That make your marriage a lot better. Like I said, a lot of men have thanked me for giving them that information because they tell me it made their lives a lot better with their significant other. Same thing with the caregiver and the death. If you start to experience death in your family and stuff, if you listen to the stuff that I'm teaching, like right now, I'm gonna start going more into the retirement stuff, the stuff that I'm doing for my retirement, and how you actually starting to leave your legacy. Because that's the part where I'm working on now, where I'm working on how I want to pass stuff down to my kids and stuff when I die. I'm gonna start sharing that with you all too. Let y'all see that part and let y'all see the retirement part of how I'm actually funding my retirement. Because if you're gonna be doing what I tell you to do in appliance boot camp, you're gonna need to know that. You need to know how to actually start positioning your life where you can. When you do die, it's not gonna be a burden on anybody. When you die, it'll be a celebration because you have prepared everybody, and it's not gonna be a burden. It's not gonna be nobody going to do no GoFundMe to put you in the ground. People are going to be able to prosper because of your death, and you're going to leave a legacy behind where people are going to know that you were here and you put your stamp on this world. So if you follow us on the appliance boot camp, all that stuff is coming down in the series that I'm doing, where I'm actually going out to my houses and renovating them, getting them up and ready to be rented out for my retirement. some of the stuff. I just got a PPM from a guy to actually where we can invest in this huge shopping center development coming in. I'm gonna let y'all see that. So I'm showing y'all how I actually putting my life together to retire out of here, and also how I'm gonna set up my how I set up my actual LLCs and stuff so I can pass it down to my kids and grandkids. So there ain't no fighting. So a lot of times when people pass on, the people who go out and accomplish some stuff, they don't leave it in a way where people can where it actually can be a blessing for people. They leave it where it's a burden, where people are actually fighting and trying to figure stuff out when they die. I'm not doing any of that. When before I die, everybody knows what they're getting. If they got a problem with what they're getting, I can fix that before I die. No, so that's no problem. If they got a problem, they can talk to me. They ain't got to worry about fighting after I'm dead. No, I want it to be wrote out exactly what everybody's getting. If they got a problem with it, then they can come talk to me. So it won't be leaving a burden on anybody. Same thing with your older parents. If you got to become a caregiver, appliance repair, it spends off enough income where you can be a caregiver to your parents. Like I say, I've helped my parents on medical expenses and stuff. They had to have. Um, they could have they probably could have paid it, but I know my parents and stuff are elderly and they not going to be out here working. They on limited income. Um, with me, I'm still fairly I'm still got quite a bit of cash flow coming in, and I'm not really hurting for money right now. So if they got a big medical expense that has to come up and has to be paid, I can just tell them, hey, give me the bill. I've done that several times, where I just tell them, hey, you, because otherwise my parents might be saying, hey, we're gonna have to wait maybe a week, maybe a month or two, or next year to get a medical procedure done, and I can just tell them, how much is it, and I say, well, give me the bill, I'll take care of it, just go get it done. That's because of the appliance repair field allows you to do this. Same thing if you become an empty nester with the appliance repair field. If you do what I tell you to do and you got the money stacked up, it's no longer you and your wife sitting at home with nothing to do. You all could be traveling. You see me traveling, quite a bit at the inner quarters and stuff like that. You and your wife can do that. You can start to travel and go out and see things, and you can have a good life. You're not gonna be somebody. You don't have to be some of these people who's doing this van life where you're living in the van and stuff. You can actually get an RV and travel the country and go out and experience what this whole country have to offer if you do the stuff that I tell you to do. And same thing with the transitional living. If you coming out of prison, and you got a felony record and stuff, this it's gonna be pretty hard for you to go get a job. But if you do appliance boot camp, like I say, I don't teach anybody to go get a job. I'm teaching you all how to become self-employed, and I'm teaching you all to go out and start your own company. And you go out and start your own company and become self-employed. You no longer need anybody to give you a job. You actually create your own job, and you create your own company. You make twice as much, three times as much as what somebody will pay you on the job. And so that right there, the transitional living stuff is take it take it fixes that. So that's why I say the appliance boot camp and appliance repair, especially right now, is one of the I think one of the best industries for a young man or either a young woman who like working with their hands, who's mechanically inclined. And if you come in here and you really come in and you do the work and do the stuff that I tell you to do, you can have a excellent life in the appliance boot camp. Now, I'm actually getting some people who are actually seeing the appliance repair. So there's several people now who are out here who telling you all about appliance repair, and everybody's giving you good information. And people are actually seeing that, and they're going out and they're getting jobs. They're going out and getting jobs as an appliance repairman. That's not what I tell you to do. I tell you to come here, or take some course, and then you go out and get a third party contract. And you only do one or two service calls per day. And I tell you, from there, you need to do the research before you go out. You need to have appliancetology, and you need to spend the time learning the craft before you go out to cash calls and stuff. Excuse me. But I've gotten several emails from people who say, "Oh, I just want to get into the field and I want to go out here and learn," and they go out and get a job, and they get out here and get a job with somebody, they're gonna get what we call thrown to the wolves, where that person, all he needs is a warm body to get out there, and he's making them run routes where they doing 4 or 5 stops a day. They don't know anything, and they're calling me and say, "Hey, they feel overwhelmed. This is not what they signed up for." And I have to tell them that's not the formula I gave you. The formula, if you got to follow, if you want the results that I'm telling you to do, you got to follow what I tell you to do. You can't go out here and shortchange it and expect you're gonna get the same results. You think you're gonna be a little smarter and say, "Oh, I'm gonna cut a couple of steps and I'm just gonna go out here and I just want to get out here and just learn this thing." What's gonna happen? You're gonna get something, but you're gonna get a job, and nobody likes a job. I don't care what the job is. Nobody likes a job, and that's why I keep trying to tell people. When you come here to the appliance boot camp, and you whatchamacall, and I teach you to go out here and start your own business. That first time you walk out to that customer house, and you diagnose their problem, and you tell them how much their deductible is, or you tell them how much money you're going to pay them, how much money they owe, or you bill out to the warranty company. And when they write that check or they give you their credit card, and you do that invoice, and to money coming into your business, not nobody giving you no paycheck, but the money coming to your business, and you somebody writing a check to your business. People say when somebody smoke drugs, maybe crack or meth, they say the first time they take a pull on that drug, how it whatchamacall, it just blows their mind and they're hooked. Where the same thing happened the first time somebody write a check to your business or you collect money for your business. You are hooked. It's a feeling that nobody else can explain, and you are then realize that, hey, you're in total control of your life. That you the one who actually created this business from out of your head. You saw it come up, and you actually put it into motion, and now it's actually is bringing up fruit to you and bringing you money. And like the guy that was asking me about getting all the work and how the guy's overworking him and giving them things. I said, well, that's how a lot of us learn. We call it getting thrown to the wolves, and you either gonna swim or drown. That's how they done it back in the days, and still a lot of companies do it like that to see if you got it. They just throw it out there to you and tell you to do these calls, and they can see how mechanically inclined you are. But if you listen to like what I tell you to do, start your own business. Once you start your own business, you whatchamacall. You do 1 or 2 stops. You do 1 or 2 stops. That's enough time for you to do all the research and stuff up front before you go out there, and then you won't feel lost. But if somebody's giving you 4 or 5 stops a day and you haven't never done any appliance repair, yeah, you're gonna be overwhelmed. Because like I told him, I said, myself and my experienced technicians, that's how many we do every day. We do 4 or 5 stops a day, and that's all I want to do because it makes a full day for me. Now, somebody who don't know what in the world they doing, he never repaired appliances, he get 4 or 5 stops a day. It's gonna a lot of times it'll burn them out. Now he's lucky he's working with maybe a small independent company. If he had went out and got a job with Sears, he wouldn't have 4 or 5 stops a day. He'd have 11 or 12, and on top of that, he would have to be selling service agreements. He had to be selling soap. He had to be selling, upselling. He had to do all of that. He have all these quotas he have to meet, plus try to fix a appliance. So yeah, these companies they hire you, but that's the training program that most companies have for appliance repair. Just throw you to the wolves and see what you can do. But like I say, if you follow the information I'm telling you to do, you have a good life. You have a good life, and you can do well. And like I said, the people who are coming out here, you seeing Gerard and all of them, it's not just me coming out here and telling you all and showing you all what I'm doing. You seeing guys who have came appliance boot camp in less than 6 months because they are actually following the footsteps and everything that I've done. I went out and made the mistakes. Fortunately for you all, unfortunately for me, I went out there over 20 years and made all these mistakes and got the knowledge, and now I can come back and tell you how to actually maneuver into this industry and actually do well. So what happened when they listening to me and they do what I say, they cut out 20 years. Look at Gerard. I saw that the interview that him and JT done the other day. You know, he got 2,400 square foot building, and they getting ready to buy another building down there, and he got more work than he can do. He said, no, he's enjoying it. Look at Juan over in Detroit, where he's actually sending he's actually getting ready to send people down here to get trained, so he can put them to work into his company, and he's running calls. I had a call I had a call Saturday morning. When the guys came to Appliance Boot Camp, he started out and he was so afraid. He was going out to his first call. He had two calls on Saturday. He went out there and knocked them out. He was so afraid. He said he never went to the customer house before. He didn't know what to do. I said, hey, just get out there. And he done it. I got a call this morning. One of the guys who came to the last Appliance Boot Camp, he out on his first service call this morning for a clothes dryer. So these guys are actually doing it. And like I said, the Appliance Boot Camp model cuts out years of your life and telling you exactly how to do it. Now, other companies, I see when you go to their training program, just read what they giving you online. They're saying, hey, they're giving you the ability to go out and get jobs and whatnot. I'm not, I don't give no certificates because I don't want you to have no certificate to go get no job. Because the guys who are coming here to Appliance Boot Camp, they have jobs, 35 to 55. They've been working jobs all their lives. They don't want no job. They know what a job is. You can't trick them no more on no job. Now 20-some-year-old, yeah, I can trick them. I can tell them come get a job, and I can what you call. I can give them. I can get them to come here and want to get a certificate and stuff, and they're happy with that. But like I said, a lot of these guys, you look in the comments, you got guys who've been driving trucks for 20 years. And the guy who driving trucks for 20 years, he got a good job. He making over $100,000 a year, and he don't want it no more. He wants the ability to be able to come home to his family every day. He wants the ability to be home on the weekends. He wants what they call a kiss life, keeping it simple, where he's not out here on the road all the time. So these guys, they not looking for a job. They don't want they want me to cut it. They want me to cut out all the bones, and they just want the meat. So that's why I teach you how to educate yourself. So when you come here, you no longer dependent on me or anybody else. I give you the permission. I start to show you how to educate yourself and how you can actually go out here and don't need anybody help anymore. So I'm only here for a short period of time for you. And what happens after that short period of time, um, now guys the guys who came to the first and second appliance boot camp, it's not so much they're calling me to get repair stuff and all that advice. It's more so we're talking business. We're talking numbers, how they're expanding and stuff. They becoming my peers. So like I say, they're doing a lot better than they are a lot more energy and a lot more excitement about the industry than I currently have now at 30, got over 20 years into it. So with them going out here and they young, they gonna move a lot further than what I am. Because I'm at the point now where I have scaled down, and I have started to make a transition into another form of my another area of my life, and they're ramping up. They're going after it because they see all the potential this here. Me after being in here 20 years, I know the potential. I'm happy. I'm happy with the life that appliance repair has afforded for me and my family. Like I said, appliance repair has been really good for me. Um, I've been able to send my kids, like I say, to the best schools, private schools. I've been able to send my kids to to the not private university. I ain't paying that much for no private university, but I can send them to the to universities, no problem. I can if my kids need to go to the dentist, I don't have to wait. They can go. If I need to go to the doctor, I can go. If my parents need to go to the doctor or dentist, they can go. I don't, it's because of appliance repair. And you don't have to have a huge company to do this. A lot of times, people. It used to be when I first got in the industry, people would always when I went to the conferences and seminars. People you hear people bragging, oh, I got 15 techs, I got 20 techs. And I thought that's the way you had to do it. You had to have a bunch of technicians. You had to keep growing. But I realized that people operate at different capacities. My capacity is about maybe two techs. That's about all I need. And from there, I can live a good life. That's my capacity I want to operate at. and I can just take my money from auto appliance repair and apply it to other areas and and make just as much money. Matter of fact, last week one of my friends called me. Uh, had a deal for $1,800. All you had to do, it was a wholesaler was selling some property, and he needed 18,000 to close, and he was gonna only need your 18,000 for for probably about 2 hours, and you make $1,800. So I get people call like that all the time. Say, hey, Sneak, you got $1,800. A guy can hold for 15, 20 minutes. He need to close on a property, and they're gonna put you in first position of the loan. If things go wrong, you get the property. Otherwise, in 15 minutes, they're saying you'll check for they cut your check for $1,800. You just need to get the money over there to them. And so I have people call that all the time. People call need 9,000. I got a guy now who called. He needs 9,000, and you make 900. Once you get the appliance, if you do this appliance repair stuff, and you do it the way I say do it, and you use those percentages, it won't be long before you have 15, 20, 30,000 cash sitting around. That then you can become what we call an investor, where you really start letting your money make money for you. And I'm going to be showing you all that side of the business too. So I'm showing you all my whole life my whole life plan that I have that has worked for me so far for these 46 years that I've been on this earth. It's worked good for me right now. Now, how it's gonna get at 65, I don't know, but I know right now 46, it's been really good. And I've been through a couple of recessions. I guess I couldn't tell there were recessions, but I went through a couple of them for appliance repair, and I couldn't tell it was a recession. Matter of fact, it got too busy during the recession. It got too busy for us during the recession. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and read what we got coming in to the live chat, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Will Matthews, hey, how you doing, Will? Dwayne Haslett, what's up, Mike? Hey, how you doing? BK from the Rockies, what's good, folks? Cold Cam, hey, Mike, will the January boot camp classes be in the new building or not? If not, when will the classes be held in the new building? Yeah, I got the January 11th one. I'm hoping that we'll have that one in the new building. I'm gonna be in the new building in January, and I'm hoping January 11th we'll actually have that one in the new building. If not, the any ones that we schedule after that January 11th is gonna be in the new building. I'm gonna That's my goal. I'm gonna be in the new building in January. I got to because my lease in here, and I don't want to re-sign up for a lease. I'm not going to re-sign up for a lease in here. I'm going to be in my own building. I'm doing good. 89 Dr. Funk. Josh Can, hello, how you doing? Josh Can, some very experienced appliance repair tech advised me to work for someone first before thinking about opening a business and work for myself. Should I listen to them or not? Uh, you're talking to appliance tech. It sounds like you said some of the very experienced appliance repair tech advised me to work for someone before thinking about opening a business. If he's an appliance tech, that's what he knows. He doesn't know the business side of it. Talk to somebody who owns a appliance business, or he's self-employed doing appliances. Ask them would they work for somebody. They say no. Even if they did work for somebody, you ask them would they go if they think uh, having a job is good, would they go back and actually go get a job? If somebody offered them a job, would they take a job? They'll tell you no. They'll tell you no. So if like I said, well, back in the days before we had YouTube and you had all the information you had about appliance repair, you didn't have no way to get this information. Like I said, if you back in the days, back in the days when you went to the appliance store, it wasn't no way you could pull up on your computer and see the breakdown of appliance. You went to the appliance store. You remember how they used to have in high school and school? They had a card catalog for books, and you had to go there to the card catalog, find where the book was located and this and that. Well, they used to have that. They had what microfiche, and they had all the appliances in these little cards, and they had to put them up under a viewer, and then they look at it there and actually get the part. To go pick up parts, it was to go order your parts was a job. You had people that's all their job was to just go order parts for you. Because you had to be there all day ordering parts. Versus now, I can order parts right here at my desk in 15 minutes, and don't even have to go to a parts house. So you had to go to the parts house, and you had to be there for hours. ordering your parts. You have to wait in line. You see a line form for people to actually order the parts. You don't have to do that now. You didn't have nobody showing you appliance repair. You didn't have nobody teaching you business. Now all that stuff is right here on YouTube. That's why I say only do 1 to 2 service calls a day, because then you actually self educating yourself through YouTube. YouTube is the greatest university that's ever been created. Nobody gonna be able to, no training program out there gonna ever be able to replace what YouTube is doing. So I say you come here at YouTube, train yourself, and make your money. If you go work for somebody, they might pay you $15, $20 an hour. But if you come out here and do one call a day, it might take you 3 to 4 hours, but you'll make $125. You do what I tell you to do. So, all right. Morning, Mike. Got a steamer Friday and use it Saturday on a Samsung fridge, frozen evaporator. There you go, Al. Way to go. Patrick, what's good, people? There you go. Quentin Hodge. Hello, Mike. I signed up for 23 November. My email is broke. Please send an invoice to my phone so I do not miss out. Okay, you're gonna have to email me right here because I don't know your phone or any of that. Email me. Y'all have to excuse me, I got a cold too. Email me. I just put it in the chat. Email me there and say what you just said and put your phone number and I'll send it to you. I'll send you an email to your phone. But you need to get your email taken care of before you go into business, because that's how the third party warranty companies they're gonna send you work orders and all that stuff through email. So you need to go ahead and get that taken care of. Uh, Shay Star, good morning, people. Hey, how you doing? BK from the Rockets. I can see all of your talking points about guys around 35 going homeless and mental health issues. A lot of my friends divorced in their 20s, but could somehow bounce back by their 30s. There you go. Dean B, would a new appliance repair business have trouble getting service calls for? No, not at all. Nah, because what happened? Uh, Third party warranty companies they have a hard time getting seasoned businesses. Like me, I don't want to do third party warranty. I want to do cash calls. So what happened? People start off doing third party warranty calls, but once you build up your COD calls, you step away from third party warranties. So third party warranties are always looking for businesses. If you go to the seminars and stuff, you're gonna see a lot of people. They're gonna hate third party warranties because they feel like the third party warranties are actually taking cash calls out of our pockets. So third party warranties are actually a lot of times they're actually in odds against experienced companies. Experienced companies want them out because we want the customers to come directly to us. So third party warranties they know that they're gonna have to be getting new people in the business. That's how they get a break on their prices. Mike, the warranty companies judge us on completions of the repairs versus the replacement of the appliance, the customer appliance and service call. Yeah, what they're gonna look at your whatchamacall, your calls per call. They'll tell you they know recalls and all that. They have that goes in, but the greatest thing that they look at is your calls per call. That's their bottom line. So if you have to replace a appliance, that's going to go against your calls per call. So if they gotta buy somebody a $800 refrigerator, then they're gonna say they had to cash that person out $800, so that can go against your $800 cost per call. So that's why if you're doing a lot of replacements, they're not gonna keep giving you any work because they say you're replacing too much. If you stay within that 250 or less, that's the metrics of what they normally for the appliance repair where they want you to be at. If your cost per call is 250 or less, they're gonna be happy with you and they'll keep sending you work. They'll tell you, they say the referral. If they call a customer and the customer said that they'd be willing to refer your company to another company, they give you a couple of points for the recalls that you have. But if you look at if you got 100s on all of that stuff, and you had a bad cost per call, your bad cost per call wipe all that out. If you got zeros on all that other stuff with customer service and this and that, but you was within your calls per call, you're gonna get all the service calls because they looking at the bottom line. That's it. They want the bottom line. And and people say, well, the customer service, try calling the warranty company and see they send you over to the Philippines, to China. Even for us, the service contractors, the customer service sucks. For the homeowners, it really sucks. You talk to the homeowners, they'll tell you they hate the third party warranty. They're not gonna re-sign up with it. So they don't care about the customer service. They just looking at the bottom line. Now you care about the customer service because you want to bring them over once they quit. Because what's going to happen? A lot of times, the third party warranty companies they mess the customers up so bad, and the customer get a report with you. They gonna say, "Hey, I'm just gonna cancel this, and I'm gonna have you just do my service call." So you keep the customer service up with them. But as far as all that other stuff, just worry about keeping your costs down and don't do a lot of replacements. When will you post new live events for the appliance repair boot camp? Today, I have some people that haven't paid. So if they don't pay by the end of today, tomorrow, we're gonna open up those spots again. But I'm not gonna open up any more spots for 2020 until until I get closer to the actual getting into the new building. So I want to get into the new building, and then once I get in the new building, or if I have a more definite date of when I'm going in the new building, then we'll start opening up for 2020. Okay. Here we go. G man, you guys really keep it real. Thanks. Changing black men lives at any age. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Harlem on the check-in. Hey, how you doing? Uh, yeah. Well, he ain't gonna have no problem getting third party. Matter of fact, the problem you have with third party warranties once you get out there, picking out which one you want to do it with, because they're gonna have so many of them coming after you, and so many of them gonna be trying to make deals with you. Just picking out which one you want to do, and like I say, sign up with as many as you can, and then just go on, just do them. And if you don't like the way one of them operates, just call them and tell them put you on hold, and then tell the other one to turn you on active and go that way till you can figure out the one you want. Veracity Cash. Mike, should I pay out of the operation account for expenses such as getting my universal certification, appliancetology, or my full-time job paycheck? Um, I would say if you haven't whatchamacallit, if you haven't started doing any service calls yet, you're gonna have to come out your paycheck or some. You got to make some what we call owner's equity, some investment into your company until it start making money. Once you start making money, all that stuff will come out of your operating account. But if I don't think you going out if you haven't gotten appliancetology yet. I don't think you should be out there doing service calls. So you need to be out there researching this stuff before you go. So if you haven't, so you would need to actually make an investment in your company, what we call owner's equity, where you actually loan your company money, um, and from you give you give your company a personal loan. So if you were to give your company say $500 to $1,000, you can write up just like the bank how your company going to pay you back with interest. So you can say, hey, I'm going to loan Sneed Electrical and Appliance Service $1,000, and they gotta pay me back, $200 a week for this amount and up to $1,200. You could do it like that, and it'd be totally legal. All right. Okay. Okay. Hi. Hey, how you doing, Juan? Thanks for that. Josh Khan, I want to join the Appliance Bootcamp ABC. Yeah, be on the lookout tomorrow because we got people who haven't what's it called that hasn't paid for some of the classes that's coming up, and I'm gonna open those back up tomorrow if they don't make their payments today. One, if you're a new business, the third party warranty companies won't allow you to take more than three calls, right, mate? No, they'll let you take as much as you want. Sometimes they might throttle you back at first, but they'll let you take as many as you want. But I suggest don't take no more than one or two service calls starting off, because what's going to happen when you go out there the first time, if you start off taking one, what's going to eventually happen? You just because you got to go back and put parts on and stuff, you eventually going to start doing two per day. So because you're gonna have one new one coming in, then you're gonna have to have a lot of times to go back and put parts on for other one. So if you take one per day, no more than one to two per day, that leave you doing somewhere between two to three per day. Veracity Cash, Mike, I had to ask a warranty company to pause on sending me service calls. They said that I was the only tech they had to accept service calls and pleaded with me to take. I told you. Yep, I told you. They don't want you to go on hold. They want to just flood you because they can't find anybody. Yep, I'm telling you. And if I tell you this, to guys who's out there who's doing it, they know. But they say a crackhead beg and plead. So these warranty companies, they beg and plead more than a crackhead does for you to do their work. I mean, they'll call you nonstop. It's almost ridiculous. And almost, I'll tell you something else that's bad. When you get to a point where once you start, if you're using Square and you're using PayPal to accept money, once you get a profile together and they see how much money is coming through coming through that terminal every day and every week and every month, they're gonna reach out there to you, and they're gonna want to loan you money. They're gonna want to give you 15,000. They're gonna want to give you 20,000. And if you tell them, nah, I'm not interested, they worry you worse than a crackhead. They'll call you every day. They'll send you emails. They'll send you mail. Just sign. Click here and we'll deposit 20,000 in your account right now. I mean, it's ridiculous how crazy they just want to give you their money to get in front of the banks and stuff. And it's crazy how when people tell me they can't find any work in this business, I say the third party warranty companies, they out here just they got people all day just calling begging you because they got all these calls in the queue of people calling in want to get stuff repaired. And what's happening, the customers get mad and they say, hey, they ain't got nobody. If say like for instance, if Old Republic, if they want to go into an area where American Home Shield is in, American Home Shield might have all the technicians locked up. So Old Republic now they got to get technicians. They don't had their realtors to actually sell these warranties when they are actually selling houses. And what's going to happen if the realtors sell these warranties and the customers start calling them back? Their clients say, "Hey, I called, but I can't never get nobody out here." The realtor's going to say, "I'm not selling you in this area no more because you don't have no technicians." So yeah, they gonna be out there begging you all to go out here and do these service calls. And like I say, the problem is we got 30 years of everybody gonna push people out the skilled trades to the point where it has left an open gap where we don't have any skilled trade workers. And so everybody now, if you into the skilled trades, you get to write your own paycheck. And you all come into the appliance repair business, you all are very in a very good situation because you all don't have no government standing in front of you telling you got to pass some state certification and get and get a trade license. You just start right on up and you train yourself and you right in the middle of all this high demand of work. And the people who's coming here, they vouch for it, man. They just giving me work. You just saw Ferocity Cash said they begging and pleading with him to take not to turn off because they giving them too much work. Ferocity Cash. Yes, I'm working 7 days a week. As TMM Appliance Repair said, you got to do what's uncomfortable to make it as an appliance repair technician. Warranty company sent me another claim. And there you go. There you go. There you go. They sent them. He don't. You'll get that. You call and say, "Hey, I can't do no more." They'll still send it to you because they ain't got nowhere else to send it. They'll send it to you, and then when you call them up, say, "Hey, I can't go." That's when they'll do like they do some of the other guys that came through here. They say, "Can you do it for extra $150? Can you do it for extra $200?" For Rusty Cash, I'm listening to Mike and JT hustles, and I've lost the count on how many warranty companies. Uh, listen, I don't jump down. Let me go back up. Okay. And I've lost count how many warranty companies I applied with, and now they're calling me to get me to work for them. Yeah, and now you're getting ready to get to what we call the cooking season. You think it's bad now? You wait till the end of this month. You wait till it start about the middle of October. From the middle of October to the end of the year is what we call the cooking season. Everybody's gonna be having these holiday parties and this and that and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and their oven's gonna be broken and all this stuff, and it's gonna be really crazy to the point where on Thanksgiving, the night before Thanksgiving is the 2 days leading up to Thanksgiving. It gets so crazy that a lot of times the night before Thanksgiving, I've worked at sometimes at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, the night before Thanksgiving. Okay, Rusty Cash. Okay, again, I'm getting rid of my full time job, and my wife is already on me to slow down. See, there you go, Josh. Yeah. All right, that's Juan and Josh talking. Then so Mike, the calendar doesn't show on your website to sign up for the ABC. Yeah, if you click up under scheduled service, you'll see the ABC there. Josh Khan. I keep hearing the term first call complete, Mike. What does it mean, and what about callback? Do you teach us how to deal with callback, man? Thank you. First call complete. That means the first time you go out there to the service call, you actually complete this. You complete the work order. When you start doing cash calls, you then need to start really worrying about your first call completes because you actually start to lose money every time you go back out there. But when you first starting off, I don't want you to be worried about first call completes. I want you to do third party warranty calls, and I want you to have them supply the parts. So what happens when you go out there, you're gonna diagnose it, and then you call the third party warranty company. You tell them what call parts you need. You have them send you the parts. When you get the parts, you go back out there and you install the parts. You're not gonna have no first call complete starting off because I want you to learn all the other stuff. I want you to learn how to deal with the customer. I want you to learn how to go out there and diagnose the problem correctly. I want you to be able to go out there and learn how to actually look up your parts correctly. So that's the stuff I want you to worry about. And I don't want you to be worrying about if you're gonna do first call complete. You gotta have a good stock, a good truck stock, and that means that you're gonna have to take money and go buy these parts to put on your truck. When you first starting off, I don't want you to be worried about money and cash flow. I just want you to go out there and just be selling your labor. Now, once you get good at it and you can really diagnose stuff properly and you feel good, with your technical skills and you want to move over into the cash calls, once you start moving over to the cash calls, yes, then you're going to need to actually start worrying about your first call completes. Callbacks. When you first starting off, you're going to have callbacks. That's why I say you go to the third party warranty company. The third party warranty company, they whatchamacall, they protect you because of the callback. If you misdiagnose something, you go back out there, it doesn't cost the customer any more money and it doesn't cost you any more money because you're gonna call the third party warranty company back and tell them to send you the other part that you need. And then you go back out there and replace it. So that way it protects you and the customer. Now, once you start doing COD calls, you can't have a lot of callbacks because you go out there and you fix something and you get called back and it doesn't work, and you got to tell the customer it doesn't work, and they you got to tell them you need another part. They're gonna be reluctant to actually trust what you say the second time, and they whatchamacall. They're not gonna want to refer you, and then you're gonna be losing money. So once you get to the point where you start wanting to do COD calls and you want to actually start getting over, see right now you got two things you got to do. Right now, what I'm teaching you all are learning how to work in your business. You working in the business, meaning you going out there and you doing the work. So eventually you're going to make a transition where you're going to start working on your business. When you start looking at first call completes, callbacks, truck stops, and routing calls and all that, that's when you go into working on your business. When you start to work on your business, it's a different conversation we need to have. That's why I tell you then you need to be going to the USA and going into seminars. You come there to the seminars, then you can actually start working on your business where you start coming a business owner. But right now, what you need to do, you need to be working in your business, getting you some cash up, getting your money up, getting your skills up, and then you'll go working on your business. So right now, you're just working in your business. Then eventually, you'll start working on your business. So all that stuff is going to be coming from people who are seasoned business owners. They're not going to be people who are just starting off. I worry about first call completes. You don't worry about first call completes right now, and a lot of that has to go with too. Um, uh, you got to look at where you're starting from. I can tell you, yeah, eventually you're going to worry about the first call completes. You're going to be worrying about your marketing. You're going to be worrying about callbacks and all that. But that's way down the line. Right now, you just in startup mode. You just in startup mode, and all you worrying about is getting out there, diagnosing it properly, and developing your soft skills with the customers and stuff, and and enjoy having a business for a while. Having a, just think, the guys who come here, they own their own businesses. They that you just think they own their own businesses where their they can employ their family members. You know, just think is like I say with Juan, where he's sending family members to school to learn a trade and putting them to work. Just think, and that a year ago, he's working a job to now he's an employer where he actually sending people off to get to learn to learn a trade. he's sending somebody off to school and he's sending somebody off to school that just like you were sending somebody off to college or to a training program. Look at Gerard with his business down there, where when he walk into that shoot when he walk into that building, that's his building, that's his business. How you think his kids and stuff feel when they walk in there and they see that's their dad business? Look at all the other guys who came through here and they got their own businesses. They making their own money. I had a guy who's been an engineer for a while, and he thinking that he gonna get laid off, and he don't care. He don't care if he getting laid off. Matter of fact, he wants to get laid off. To the point where if he hadn't came here and got started in his own business, and if they are talking about laying somebody off in their mid 50s or something, people be scared to the point where he don't care. He thinking about walking out before they lay him off. He think about just saying, "Forget it. I'll walk out now. You ain't gotta lay me off." So that's the stuff that I want to. You gotta get that first, and once you get that, then we'll go to the other part of the business part of it. Mike, I'm weary with a warranty company that only pays net 30 days. Don't know if they're a good fit for my business. I don't want to wait that long for my payments and thoughts. Yeah, don't do it. It's your business. If you got people who paying before net 30, just tell them, "Nah, I don't want to do business. You don't fit my business structure. We can't do business together." So yeah, what hurdles would inexperienced techs go through, Mike? Same hurdles you go through with any job that you're doing for the first time. You gonna. That's why I said the beginning of the job. All I want you to do is 1 or 2 calls, so you can actually learn how to diagnose, how to actually interact with the customer, how to actually ask for your money. A lot of times, that's the biggest hurdle people have to get over. Is just asking for the money. Is learning how to ask for your money. So, but yeah, there's nothing you can't get past. Mike, can I take the appliance boot camp online on my phone? My laptop isn't working right now. I'm pretty sure you can. No, if you're going to look at it on that little screen, I'm pretty sure you can. No, if if you're in what we call a tight money spot, how can I say this? Not trying to be funny, belittle people stuff, but it's been a long time since I haven't had any money. So sometimes I might be out the loop. But if you do like if you go out there and you buy that a dryer vent cleaner thing, that's the whole kit don't cost you no more than $200. And you can go out here and like I said, the one guy who came last time, he had made over $10,000 just cleaning dryer vents before he even got to the class, just doing that. Um, it's just too much money out here to be made. Not to have any money right now in your pocket. A laptop, you can go to Best Buy. They almost giving those away for $150. The little net air thing. We got to change our mindset. We got to get out here and start. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a long time. Maybe it is that hard out there. I don't know. It's been a long time since I haven't had any money in my pocket. So, but if I don't know. Yeah, you could do it. You could do it with your cell phone. Mike, how do you deal with customers who assume you're too young to be fixing appliances? I'm a young dude. Don't nobody care about your age. As long as you get it fixed. If their refrigerator dead, they want that refrigerator fixed. They don't care about your age. I've heard that a tech told a customer that he didn't know what to diagnose and find out what was wrong. Does that go against the tech for not resolving the issue? You don't want to tell you don't want to tell the what you call the customer you don't know what you're doing. Now you might have to tell them that you gotta go get the manual and you need to get the training. You need to get the diagnostic manual or service manual, and then you need to come back. I've done that before where I went to a customer house and they had this unique type of appliance that you don't see very much. That was made in Italy. So I told him, okay, that's no problem. Let me get the service manual, and I'm gonna have to come back. But I got the service manual came back and I fixed it for him. Um, yeah, you can do that because you're gonna see so much stuff out here. You just tell them you gotta get the service manual and you need to come back and you go on appliancetology and you type in what you see going wrong and people come back and tell you what's going on with it. How do I hook up for a service call in Kinston? I don't know what you're talking about. You have to just teach. You be a little bit more specific. Yeah, Juan's telling him about the age. Okay, yeah, everybody telling him don't care much about the age. Clint Jackson, you know any techs in the Midwest? I'm in St. Louis and I'm in your January class. What's the market like for? Yeah, appliance repair is it's booming everywhere. It's not just it's all across the country. You're gonna have the same thing. Because just thinking all the in every house you're gonna have washer, dryer, refrigerator, microwave, dishwasher. Uh, you're gonna have all the washer, dryer. You're gonna have all of these in every house. And just think, up until probably 10 years ago, it was no training school you could go to. And wasn't nobody teaching you this. The only way you could be taught, somebody you went to work for somebody that just threw you to the wolves, or you went to work at Sears or someplace. There wasn't no place else you could go to learn this stuff. So that's so yeah. So it's wide open everywhere you go. It's wide open. Okay, they're doing some talking in there. Mike Reed kids don't want to do this work. They don't really want to get there. Yeah, I found out, like I said, up to the age about 25. I don't. It's hard for me to reach kids. I have a good friend of mine. He wanted his son to come to the appliance boot camp. He been trying to get him in the last couple of ones, and I was going to squeeze him in to this one coming up this weekend. And he called. Son. He texted me back said son can't come because he got to do something with his girlfriend this weekend. And all of us know at 24 or whatever, if you got a girlfriend at 24, you ain't gonna have she ain't gonna be your girlfriend at 25 or 26. She gonna be gone. But he throws away a good opportunity to go be with some girl. So yeah. So most of the time at that age, he's still trying to be a rapper or trying to think he gonna get in the NFL or he just one step away from hitting it big. So it's hard to get those younger guys in. How do you know which home warranty companies are good to work for, Mike? Just work with them. And like I say, different ones are different in different areas because they have different reps. So you work with them. If you don't like it, you like working with them, then you just stop and go to the next one. That's why I say do several of them because the ones that I like, some of the people who come through here, they live in different areas of the country. They don't like them. They don't like the service rep there. And so just figure out which one best for your business. Like you were just saying for Rusty Cash said, he don't like the ones that gonna wait 30 days because he ain't got to. The other ones they'll pay within 3 days. So he don't want those 30 days. He don't want to be waiting that long for his money. G man, are there any downsides to this business? I haven't seen. I guess there got to be some downsides, but with me, I haven't seen any downsides to this business that I know of personally because I like working with my hands. If I wasn't doing appliance repair, I'll still be doing something with my hands. I'll be working on my motorcycle or working on a car or truck. I like working with my hands, so I like this. I like I like getting out in the fresh air. I don't want to be stuck in a building all day. I like going somewhere different every day. You know, like a lot of times people say the most people have heart attacks on Monday mornings because they got to go back to work. Honest to God, truth. Last night I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep because today I wanted to talk about this topic, and I know I got two service calls that I really want to do today. That I need to go see something on, and I was excited to go to work. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep last night because I wanted to go to work. So nah. So me personally, I like it. I like because like I said, I'm a mechanical person. I like working with my hands. So I haven't seen a downside. I'm actually excited about going to work. Um, I am. Dean B, dang, you know so much. Nah, no, I don't. I just I just been exposed here a little earlier than some of you all. I just got exposed a little earlier. Okay. Just Tech, how do you deal with cluttered workplaces and homes? That's their home. Sometimes no, they gotta give you access to the appliance. I'm not gonna be there moving all their dirty clothes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's their home. If they live cluttered like that, just make sure you put on gloves and whatnot and be safe. But yeah, they need to clear out workspace for you. Thank almost regal, great knowledge and wisdom. Things like all right. G man, are there a lot of women techs? There are some. I actually have one that hopefully I can get her onto the channel. She's supposed to be coming, so hopefully I can get her on one day. Okay. Email me at that at the email address I put in the live chat. Marcus Smith, if you want that dry event flyer. Mike, is everything that's taught in the live event on the online program as well, or are there things missing? Everything is there. I think maybe the gas appliances are not, and JT's supposed to be here later today. We're gonna be uploading that. So we added the gas appliances to the last one. So JT be back today. We're gonna upload that in, and you'll have it. So once you're there, you can go back and get it. How do you leverage your appliance bootcamp business with your mobile repair business? Um, my mobile repair business, I mainly have subs that actually do my appliance repair business. I go out Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to do service calls. I do that just really to get content to put back on YouTube. I needed content, and I need to make sure I was in the middle of doing it because I had been out the loop for years of not doing service calls. I was just subbing all my stuff out. So once I got started teaching applying boot camp, after the first class, I realized that the business had changed a little bit when the students started coming back telling me stuff. So I said I need to be out there doing some service calls. So I got back out in the field. I go in the field on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, just so I can get some content and to stay up to date. On Fridays and Mondays, I work on the appliance boot camp. So on Fridays and Mondays, you'll see me actually starting to post stuff. I'm in the actual appliance boot camp thing, just at the shop, actually working on appliance boot camp. So that's how I do that. You have to set times like that. Marcus Anderson, man, we got a lot of people going on here. There's a lot of people come with excuses. A lot of money out there. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that drive-in cleaning kit, $40. Yeah, it's not any money. Okay. Oh, good lord, Josh Ken. I'm in Dallas, Texas, Mike. Yeah, the market is real good in Dallas. Yeah, the market is good everywhere for appliance repair. It's good everywhere. There you go. Veracity Cash made the warranty company pay for his applianceology. There you go. I was just thinking about putting my son in the camp. He is 22. I don't think I don't know if he would take this serious. Uh, get a feel of if your son, if he's just coming just to come. Um, I would say it save you money. Like I told my friend, I say he's not ready. No, he's doing it. He might be doing it. My friend's son be doing it to get my friend off his back. He's not really doing it to take advantage of the situation. But if your son is, we had some young guys. We got two young brothers that came through. They in St. Louis. Uh, they from St. Louis. They two young brothers. They in business for themselves and they knocking it out. They young, but their heads on together. Their head is where it need to be at. So we had some young people who came through who had their head together and knew where they were going. But a lot of times, like I said, 22, they haven't really, they really don't know what's going on. They really don't have a concept of what life is about. And like I said, they thinking they just want one hit away. What third party warranty companies do you recommend and why? For me personally, I like American Home Shield, Old Republic, American Home Warranties of America. I like them because I got a good rep here. The representative that actually that's over here is really good in this area. I like them. They pay fast. Um, I like Home Warranty of America and Old Republic because they still allow you to get the deductibles, and they got higher deductibles. They got $100 deductibles or more, 100, $125. So I like doing that. American Home Shield, I like them because they're whatchamacallit. They pay within 3 days. So they used to have us collect the deductibles, but now they stopped letting us collect them, and they just pay us out within 3 days. So if I put a work order in today before Wednesday, I get my money. So now it's like it's at the point now that we invoice every day. So just think every morning you wake up, you get anywhere between $500 to $1,500 in your account. Every morning you wake up and go look at your bank account, and you automatically got $1,500 in your account sitting in there. That feels good. That feels good. No longer waiting on living for the weekend or living paycheck to paycheck. Sammy Sanders. He like working with his hand. Yeah, then you'll love appliance repair. Our next boot camp is this Saturday. How open is the market? I'm in Garner, North Carolina. That's my service area. Good Lord, it's wide open. It's wide open. Yeah, that's you in Garner, North Carolina. I'm in Clayton. So this area is booming. Look how many people moving into our area every day. Untamed Kango. I sold my coupe that I started in and got a used station wagon. There you go. Just work your way up. I'll go through a couple more. I'm gonna speed this up and go through a couple more, and then we'll get out of here. Mike, will the warranty company allow you to re-diagnose if you say, "Let me take another"? Yeah, they will. They will. I email you about the draw flyer. Okay, if you email, I should have. If you emailed it, then I respond back and I send you the actual PDF, and I send you the actual Word doc where you can actually edit it, put your information in. Yeah, Patrick Young, that dry vent cleaner is real simple. It's really simple. Yeah, I got that book. Matter of fact, it's beside my bed. And not the front, not the front. I'm reading it. I've learned some stuff. Believe it or not, I learned some stuff out of it. I've been reading it. It's pretty good. I actually sent. I was talking to Mike Check. He didn't know about it either. I sent him a copy, and he said he's reading it. So yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, San Francisco too is good. I know some people in San Francisco that does it. They gonna have a lot of high end appliances out there too. Yeah, you always gonna have difficult customers. When you're dealing with the public, you're gonna have some difficult customers, but you're only dealing with them for 15 to 45 minutes, and then you move on to the next customer. You out their lives, they out of your lives. Maxwell Allen, have you ever had the customer try to tell you how to fix the appliance, Mike? Like they make them. Yeah, you get that all the time. They'll tell you what's wrong, especially the ones here where I live at in Raleigh, Durham. We have a huge population of engineers. So as soon as you get to the house, they'll say, "Well, I'm an engineer." They're gonna tell you what's wrong. So yeah, so you listen to them, and then you from there you go ahead and do your diagnosis. Can you do a video on just the tools that you own for your appliance repair if you don't have one? I see JT in November. So yeah, I give you a list of what you need to have starting off. But once you start off, you'll start to add more tools to your repertoire. But I give you a list of what you need to start. I'm 29 from St. Louis. I'm flying out there in January, so I can take it serious. I haven't worked for nobody in over a year though, so I know the value of being. There you go. There you go. I heard that 70% of calls come from women, Mike. How do you keep them at ease when you arrive to the house? I tell people, African American men, I'm African American. We have to be a little bit more. we have to do a little bit more protocol than someone else. When you go knock on the door, ring the doorbell, you want to step back. You don't be standing right in front of the door. You step back onto the steps and have about 3 to 4 feet between you and the door. So to make sure they can see you in full uniform, make sure that you have your name and logo on your shirt, so they'll know that. Park your van if possible on the street in front of the door where they can see it to see that you are a service company. And then from there, you want to be all professional. You want to stay away from the crazy topics. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about race or nothing like that. What I normally do when I go in the customer house, I take a quick look. When I'm walking into the driveway and stuff, I'll look and see if they got something like they got like a UNC Tar Heel tag or something on their what you call on their car, or I look in the house and see something that's totally different than the appliances, and I ask them about that. And that way it'll take their mind off the appliance. Because a lot of times when you go into the houses, they might be a little mad because the appliance is broke. Now you want to calm them down. You want to de-escalate it. So what you do, you talk about something that's totally different than appliances that has nothing to do with the appliance repair. You talk about where they're from. You talk about if they're. You talk about the school they went to. If you see something in particular that you know about, and that's another thing too. As you become an entrepreneur and you become your own boss, you're gonna do a lot of reading, and in the process, you're doing a lot of reading. You're going to start to know a lot about various different topics, and you will see something in that house that ordinary people wouldn't know anything about, and you can comment on that, and then y'all can talk a couple of minutes about that, totally different than the appliance, and then you bring her back. Then after she has de-escalated, then you bring her back around to the appliance and start talking to her about the appliance problem. And what you do, you just you have her explain what the problem is and whatnot. And from there, I normally repeat what she said to let her know that I was listening. And then from there, I'll start diagnosing. And a lot of times after that, they'll walk off because now they're comfortable with you. They'll walk off and they'll say, "Hey, I'll be here if you need me." And then once you diagnose the problem, you bring them back in front of the machine. You tell them exactly what's wrong, and then you what you call. You tell them what the price would be, and then you tell them your process. You say you like us. We say they got to pay half up front, and we take credit cards, check, or cash, and we'll ship the part to you within 2 days. Once you get the part, you go back online to our website and reschedule. We'll have a technician come back out and install the part, and then you pay the remaining half, and that's it. And then you what you call. You make sure that she understand that. You take your money after you get your money. I always leave two business cards. I leave one for them. Then I leave one for them to give to a friend if they want to have it. Don't never get nobody just one business card because then they can't give one away. They're gonna refer you. I always give them at least two or three. I always give two, one for them and one for them to hand out to a friend, and that's it. And they're happy. Email me. I'll send you that flyer. I'll put my email in. Um, if you sent the email yesterday, I answered those first thing this morning, so you should see it. Mike detailing. I'm gonna put my email account in. I don't want your email to be here because people might start spamming you. Send me this, and I'll send you that flyer. All right, thanks, G man. Uh, I have to bring the book. Almost Regal. I don't have the book in front of me. Um, but I bring the book. It's a thick book, man. It's like an encyclopedia about appliance repair. It goes through just about everything. It's a good book. Yeah, tech savvy solutions. Yeah, if you it's really changing everybody. There you go. Juan put the book in there. Okay, good, good, good. There you go, Doctor 89 Doctor Funk. Yeah, I think that's the name of the book. They getting the book together. All right. So once again, I want to thank everybody for joining in. We going on a little longer than I thought, but that was good. It was a good one today. I'm gonna probably try to do a lunch and learn today too. I'm gonna do a lunch and learn, um, uh, probably about how collecting emails. Why it's important to collect emails and stuff to help with your marketing. So once again, thank you all for tuning in, and I'm gonna watch my call. I'll get ready to head out.